Hey guys, welcome to the video. And in today's video, first of all, I'll say sorry for not posting for 3 weeks. I have like 15 videos that I'm sitting on and been putting off to upload for a while, but I will be uploading them soon. So as you can see, I'm back, but I'm pretty much just gonna be teaching you. I'm probably for the next like 3 days, I'm gonna be making videos about Scratch. I think Scratch is super cool and really powerful to start learning how to make games and stuff. I have a bunch of games already, and I just want to kind of go through and kind of help you start Scratch. So, first thing, make an account. I mean, yeah, make an account. And once you make the account, you can create games. So you can just create right here, and it will put you straight in a new project. Right here is where you can name your projects and name your sprite, which is pretty much the character model, right? So today we are going to be going over how to make gravity. Now this, I don't know, like a lot of people are confused, but it's so simple, and I really just want to go over this, right? Like you need this for so many games, and a lot of games makers could make a cool game on Scratch, but just don't have like the knowledge, right? So we're gonna create some gravity, right? So now that you're in Scratch, in your blank page, just delete your, or you could be doing this in your own thing, but I recommend just make a new one just so you can learn. So delete the cast sprite, go hover over the little thing here, and go over to paint a sprite. Get this circular ball thing that pops up on your left. Click and drag to the bottom right. Not fully, but like, enough to make a circle. Because, you can change the color by clicking on this little color up top. By default, it is going to be purple, but you can change the slider, change the color, the brightness, the saturation, which I'm guessing most of you are probably pretty young and don't understand saturation, but it's really not hard. And yeah, so when you click on it, you just can grab that and slide it. Say I want it to be white, I'll put it there. Say I want it to be black, I'll slide the brightness to be 0, right? Also, if you're wondering why you have no color when you're on, even when your brightness is like maxed out and it's just going white, it's probably because your saturation is on 0. Up that saturation. Saturation is really good just for getting white. Pretty much nothing else. I mean, I guess you can get in colors, but I mean, you already have all the colors here, so yeah. But let's get into making gravity. Now, I will say this could get pretty confusing, so you just go back and follow along and don't skip through the video, or else you'll have no idea what's going on. So let's head back and press the code button on the top left, and let's name this to ball. Right? We're just gonna hover over the sprite 1 and just name it ball. Click off, and that will change to ball. You don't have to worry about these since this is the first episode, but we might learn about these depending on what we do. We will learn about these probably in the next video too. So let's create a basic gravity simulation, right? So first things first, this pretty much everything is going to start with events. These things are so helpful here, and we're just gonna grab the when green flag is clicked. Okay, now let me explain what the green flag is. It's this thing right here, or this thing right here. That is, if you're wondering how to go full screen, you go to the top right here, you click that full screen control, and now you're in the full screen version of your game. This is the run button, this is the stop button. Now, running will not consistently go unless you have something like a forever, but you'll understand that a little bit later. So, we want the ball to go in the middle of the screen, the middle of the canvas, call this canvas, right? Call the middle of the screen, right? This is the screen, this is the code. This is the middle of the screen, this is the code. When I'm talking about the screen, I'm talking about this. If I'm talking about the code, I'm talking about this, not anything over here. Alright, if I'm talking about sprites over here, I'm talking about stages or backdrops over here, or backgrounds over here. And this is settings. We're gonna head or properties. This is the properties right here, right? So we're gonna head into the properties after. Make sure you're on ball, or whatever you named it, the circle, and we're gonna change these properties to 0 x axis and 0 y axis. That's gonna be the complete middle of the screen. Now it may not look middle, but that is directly middle. Okay, so now that you've got your ball in the middle, if you move it, it doesn't stay. It doesn't go back. It just doesn't stay, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get when green flag is clicked. So when the start button is clicked, we're gonna head over to control. Actually no, we're gonna head over to motion. Motion is motion. I mean, come on now. And we're gonna grab a go to X and Y. Now, if you don't feel like configuring with these, and let's just say this is like over there, and this is like just some random, that's a little much, right? This is just, oh, sorry. Is this possible? It's not possible. I don't know. Oh, yeah, it is possible. Okay. So we don't want it there. We want it in the middle, right? So we're just configured with this. We want it to be 0 and 0. That's the middle. And when the run button is clicked, or when the go button is clicked, I guess, go to 0, 0. So you tell the ball to go to 0 when the go button is clicked. So now it's going to be like, oh, the go button was clicked, so let me go to the middle, right? But anywhere else, middle. Anywhere else, middle. Say I don't want it in the middle. Say I want it 65 off middle. There we go. Say I want it negative 65 off middle. Then you'll go negative 65 off middle. I mean, that's just the basic thing of X and Y. I don't think I need to explain it anymore. So, now that you have this, let's get started with the gravity. This could get a little confusing, so like I said, don't skip anything. Head on down here to variables. You're going to make a variable. And over here, you're going to make sure this is on, I recommend gravity for all sprites. Don't make it just for this sprite, make it for all sprites. So you can see here, you're not going to have this if you just created your account. You're not going to have this. It don't matter. We're not going to do this for this video. We're not going to do that for this video. Come over here, and you're just going to type in gravity. Or anything, but gravity is just what we're making today, so I recommend you put gravity. Hit OK. And now that you realized in your game, a thing called gravity has popped up with a number. So you can see if we go in full screen, gravity has popped up, and that's, a little odd. You can move it around. If you double click on it, it goes into just the number. So you can see the numbers right there. If you double click on it, it goes into this mode. If you double click on it, you have a slider which you can change. You see now the big number is 47. Now it's 0. And that's basically gravity. No, it's not gravity. What am I saying? Okay, so pretty much we want the gravity to be 0. So we're going to set gravity to 0. But wait, gravity doesn't have a meaning yet. It's just a word. So we have to create the meaning of gravity. Or, whatever, the meaning of gravity. I guess. I probably could say that better, but now we just have so we know it's like, okay, so this number right here is 0. Okay. But it doesn't know anything else. It doesn't know what gravity is. It just knows it's a word that says gravity and it's 0 when the start button is pressed. So now we are going to create gravity. So we're going to come over here and we are going to do this. So let's I'm just going to take out change gravity by 1. And we are also going to do, so we're going to do change Y. So you're going to come over here and back to motion, come a little bit down, and we're going to do change Y. Head back to variables. And then so here we have gravity. We're going to grab we're going to grab gravity. And we're going to change Y by gravity. That is pretty much the entire thing. Kinda. Maybe. I mean, I guess. Maybe. We're going to also grab when the sprite is clicked, that's going to be in events, the third one down from when green flag is clicked. So 1, 2, or no, the second one down. So we go 1, 2. Grab that, put that there. So when the sprite is clicked, or when ball is clicked, because that's our name for it, this is a sprite. When it's clicked, anything under this code is going to play in a sequence, right? Really fast. Unless you have like wait intervals. So we have when the sprite is clicked, change gravity by 1. Also, we're going to have when here, we're going to have, right, change y by gravity. Y is up and down. If we have set to 0, then it's not going to go anywhere. But when the sprite is clicked, change y by 1, right? So let's just do this real quickly. Put that in there. Actually, make it forever, because we always want we always want gravity to be gravity, right? We always want it to move. We always want it, to do gravity. We always want gravity to do gravity. So we're gonna put that in a forever loop. So otherwise, it just goes once as soon as it's pressed. So forever will help with a lot of stuff, but can also really break your game. So just keep that in mind. If you're having a problem with something, try a forever loop. If the forever loop breaks it, take out the forever loop. So let's hit go. And let's click this. Okay, so now the ball is moving up. That's not really gravity. And gravity is now 1. What happens if we press it a bunch of times? Well, it starts moving faster and faster, right? And the reason behind this is because it's changing by gravity. You can see the number of the word gravity here. I'm just going to take this and put it down here. Goes up, right? It goes up. So I put it on well, that won't work, right? Because it goes straight to 0. But when I click it, the ball moves with what the speed would be, right? So if I click 11 times real quick, it goes up, or 10 times, right? It goes up by 10 more times than when the first click. That's going up by normal speed, and that's going up by 7 times more. That might not make any sense, but yeah, change y by gravity. And then when the sprite is clicked, you're changing gravity by 1. If you're changing gravity by 1 and gravity and y is being changed by gravity, then yeah, that's gravity, right? But it's going up. We want it to go down, right? So first, let's make a floor. So let's head back to the sprites. Let's click paint. Let's grab a cube, and I'm going to make this cube green. Let's just spread out like this. And wow, look at that. We have a floor. Let's make it a little bit smaller just so our ball isn't falling into the ground, right? So now we have a ground. Wow, it's like a real game already. No, it's not. It's no. But it will become a quick little simulation very soon, right? We're going to name this sprite. So we're going to click on the sprite and we're going to name it floor. Click off of it, and now the sprite changed to floor. We're gonna head on to the floor and make sure you're in the code section, not the costumes, not the sounds. Make sure you're in the code, and make sure you're on floor. We're not on ball. We're not on this anymore. We're on floor. We will come back to this code, but we are on the floor code. The floor code, right? Okay. Now we are going to go back to when the green flag is clicked in events. And you are also going to do motion, and you're just going to grab the go to X and Y and just shove it there. So now it'll always go there when green flag is clicked, or when the start button is clicked. Now, I do want to say, the code here, the code block here always updates. This doesn't update. So if I move this down like this updates. So now if I put this, if I do this, right, it goes back. But if I wanted to go exactly where it was before, since this is already updated version, it goes back. And I'll show you a thing of this. If I go to control, I do wait 1 second. It goes down there, back up, down there, back up. And if I wanted that to go on forever, I just click forever loop. And that's going a little fast because how fast the forever loop can actually go. The forever loop is insane. Go really fast, but you kind of understand it, hopefully. But we actually do not want it to be in 40 -11. We just want it to be 3628y. I recommend that. for you guys. So now that we have the floor, we're gonna head back to the ball code, not the floor code. We were just in here. Now we're in the ball code by clicking on ball. We're not on the floor. We're now clicking on the ball, and now we're here. Make sure you don't accidentally click this little thing here. That'll delete everything, even the code. You cannot get it back. So when this press click, it changes gravity by y, by 1. But we want it to go down, not up, because gravity is pulling it down right now, right? Unless we're in zero gravity or negative gravity, which will pull us up, or positive gravity, which will pull us up. But us humans are actually always in negative gravity because it's pulling us down. Like if you jump right now, you are stronger than gravity, so then you're in the positive gravity, so then you go up. But once that positive gravity gets changed lower, then gravity is stronger than you, or gravity is stronger than your gravity, so then you go down at a negative force gravity. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's do -1, and let's see if it goes down. Perfect. But wait, it went through the floor? That's not supposed to happen. The floor is supposed to stop it, and that's exactly how it works in real life, right? A floor, you don't go straight through a floor with gravity. You are either breaking the floor and going through it, or you stop on the floor, right? You don't go through, you don't just phase through it. That's not how it works, because it's a solid. So let's make sure that the ball sees it as solid. While the floor is never a solid, let's make sure the ball sees it as a solid. So the ball is like, oh, well, right now the ball is like, that's not a solid, so I'm going to go through it. Like liquid. But once I give it this code, it'll be like, oh no, that's not liquid, that's solid. So then it is solid for it. I don't really, that's a bad explanation, but hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. So let's do this, right? So let's head over to, alright, so it's going down. And we're also going to do, we're going to grab this. Do we do this? I think we're fine. We might go to these operations. We might get into this episode. We might not. Actually, we will get into this episode, because that helps out the gravity a lot. Actually, let's do that right now. So let's go over to the floor, and let's click this show button. Head onto the floor, not the ball. Head onto the floor, and you can see right here, we're going to click that eyeball with the little slant in it. That hides the floor. If I click the eyeball, it shows and it hides. Hides and shows. Shows and hides. Shows and hides. Shows and hides. Right? Super simple. And now the floor isn't even there. It's not even shown. It pretty much doesn't even exist. Even to your clicks. So say it gave like a number of clicks. When you clicked it, it doesn't even exist anymore. It's hidden. So pretty much hidden means it doesn't exist until it's shown. That's pretty much what it means, but the code still stays there, and so does it. It just pretty much doesn't exist to anything else, even your cursor or your person who's playing it. So let's do this. So we are going to change gravity by, and we are actually going to we're going to go to operations, and we're going to grab this times. We are going to head to variables, and we are going to grab gravity. Now, this is going to be super complicated, and I can understand why it's complicated. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab gravity and place it on the one on the left. We are going to come over here. We're going to click on the right box, and we're going to do 0.9. You can do anything less about 0.9. I recommend it. We're going to click pretty much the bottom middle of it, grab it, and put the left side of it on the buy side, let it go, and now it is connected. That's a little complicated. Wait. No. It's set. So we can keep that, but we are going to do set. And that's going to be in a forever loop. So I click it, and you can see it slows down, right? So if we were on the floor, or if we were, Wait, is it supposed to be negative? Is that why it's not working like that? Hold on. I have to click it. I forgot. Now it's just broken. See, I'm having a little trouble with this. I actually kind of forgot how it works. Okay, so there we go. Right? So you can see it speeds up and then it stops. But we want the opposite of that. We want it to go faster and faster. So let's do this. Let's do... what if I do this? Will this work? Let's put that in a for loop. Let's put it in a for loop and see if this works. Oh, right. So that won't work at all because, guess what? There is no gravity if gravity is times by gravity. How is gravity times by gravity if gravity doesn't mean anything yet? That won't work, right? So we're just going to keep this for now. And that's fine, I guess, for now, right? And let's put that in a for loop and let's see how this works, right? So you can see that works exactly how we want. Every time it goes down, it's going faster and faster. Just like real life, right? So let's just say you stand on your couch. Let's just say you have a couch, right? You stand on that couch. You jump off that couch. You fall at a slower speed than you do in the middle or near the end. Your gravity, which you say in this sense, your gravity when you jump is positive, and then it starts going negative when you're falling, and it starts at like negative 5, and we want the negative when the negative number is higher, then it's faster in our case, right? So if we're negative 50, we're going a lot faster than we were when we were at negative 5 gravity, and you can see that just right here. You can see as the number of gravity as it grows, it seems to go faster and faster. Super simple, right? Now, well, kind of simple, I guess, depending on if you literally just started a few seconds ago. You can also see, peep this right here, this y velocity here, it also changes by the gravity, so it goes down to 210, 210 being the max, negative 210, by the way. This is positive 210 at the top and negative 210 at the bottom. Alright, so now that we have that working, let's grab the floor and let's show the floor one more time. Okay, now we have a basic, gravity's going faster now, exactly how gravity would work in real life. But not quite, because you're going through the floor. So let's make the floor solid, at least to the ball. So what we're going to do, we are going to go to sensing, and we are going to grab, you know what, let's grab this for now. Yeah, let's grab this for now, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to grab color is touching color. So from this, we are going to click on the color, grab that, or touch that first one, come down here, you'll see this little button right here. Click on that button, and you'll see that this is now highlighted. You're going to hover over here, hover over the ball, and hover over the ball's color, and make sure the floor is a different color from the ball, right? So let's click on the ball, so now it's the perfect color of that. Let's click on this, click on the same thing before, and let's click on the floor now, not the black piece of the floor, just the floor. Boom. So now we're also going to head to control, and we're going to grab an if-then statement. So pretty much, so it's always going to be running this. So we're also going to put this in a forever loop. So forever, it's always going to run this. So let's take this out and let's put this forever. Actually, let's put that. Keep that back. Pretty much, let me just explain how this goes. So this, when it checks, this is pretty much just consistent checking. When it checks, when the game says that the red ball, the red color, is touching the green floor or the lime green floor, then the code under that runs. That code will never run unless this is true. Right now, this is false. The reason it is false, let's grab this, look, it's false. Because the red ball is not touching the green floor. Now, if we grab this red ball and we put it on the green floor, it is now true. Because the statement is true because it was touching. Now it's false because it's not touching. Super simple, right? Kind of like a game of truth or one line, one truth. Like, I don't know what the freak they talk about. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna put these in a forever. Make sure you put this, by the way, in right here. Make sure it's connected. Grab this and put it in this forever loop, this empty forever loop. Put it in there. I'm just gonna stop my game. And we are going to head back over to variables, and we are going to grab a set gravity to 0. Make sure that says 0. If this is anything, let's change it. Now, we are going to, for the sake of this, you usually would put this in here, but I don't want it to get too complex. So let's add another when the green flag is clicked, and let's put that under there. But pretty much, I could just add this like this, or like this. Let me show you real quick. I could just add it like this, and then add this somewhere like up here. Let me see. I could just add it something like this, but then that looks ugly and just weird. So we're just gonna add a whole different thing for it. Right, just like this, right? Actually, you couldn't do it because you can't place anything under it forever. So make sure forever is pretty much the last thing you're gonna place, unless you're gonna place everything in a forever. Also, just to show you real quick, you can place if-thens in it, and you can place if-thens in if-thens in a forever loop, and place if-thens in if-thens in a forever loop in if-thens. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. So, when this will forever check, and if it's true that the red ball is touching the lime green color, then gravity is then set to 0 instead of consistently going by -1. So let's check that. And well, that worked, but here we got a problem. It then just keeps going down. So let's see if this will help. What if we take this, because this is already a forever loop, so what if we put this in that forever loop? Would this change anything? It does. It completely stops the ball right in its tracks. But why doesn't this stop it right in its tracks? Well, because the sprite was just clicked, and it's its own code. It's its own individual thing now. So if we put this in its own individual thing, then it's that now. So we can take this code away, and now we're left with this very clumpy kind of mess. Of course, when you get better at scratching or coding in Scratch, it doesn't look like a mess anymore. It looks kind of cool. But you can see right here, it's a little messed up. But honestly, for now, I think it's fine, right? Well, we can fix that maybe another time. For now, we're just going to keep this. And let's make this ball, let's just say it's a bouncy ball. So let's make it bounce. So when color stretching that, set gravity to 0, and then wait 1 second. This is going to be in the control tab. We're going to wait a second. Or let's do 0.5. Let's do 0.5 seconds, which is 0.500 milliseconds. And we are going to head, we are going to head over, and we're going to go to variables, and we are going to change. We're going to put this right under the wait. Make sure it's not here. Make sure it's here. Make sure it's in the if then in the forever loop. And we're going to put change gravity by +1. And you can see that kind of works, but we are going to need to set another forever loop in there and put that over this. Let's try that. And well, that kind of works, but guess what? It doesn't, and the reason why it doesn't is because that's not how gravity works. If a ball goes down, it's going to bounce up not higher than it fell down. When you drop a ball, it'll never bounce higher, or it'll never, because like when you throw a ball, it has this energy in it. The ball will never go above that, like there's like an energy point. I'm just gonna put it like this: there's an energy point in the like, let's just say the Earth, right? There's energy points in air. If you throw a ball at like, let's say 50 energy, the ball will never bounce up above 50 energy. It will bounce up at probably like 45. It will bounce down again and probably go to like 35, and it'll lower and lower and lower and lower until the force is 0, or the energy force is 0, right? So let's also grab an operation. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to test this real quickly to make sure this will work. I'll explain in a second if this does work, though. How do I do this again? Sorry. Bro, I'm mad stupid. What the hell? Okay. What was I? Bro, I always do this when I'm making a video. I'm like, wait, how do I do this again? Oh, there we go. Okay. We're gonna go. We're gonna do set gravity to gravity times 0.9. We're gonna put that in. Let's just put it. Let's do that. And you can see at a point here, the gravity is gonna stop. So exactly what I was saying before, right? If you throw a ball at a certain amount of energy, it'll never go above that energy level when it bounces. It'll probably go 45, 35, lower and lower and lower and lower. So the energy force will never go above. So keep that in mind. So what if we do negative 0.9? Will this do anything? Well, yes, it will. It'll go down. Because the y is going down as we're changing y by gravity. That's going to happen. So how do we fix this? Well, actually, I think this is fine for now. We have simple gravity. We don't actually need any of this. So you can put this to the side for this episode. And you can see that the ball does have gravity. And stops pretty much stuck in the floor, but I think that works, right? We'll fix that in the next episode, guys. So, make sure you go check out episode 2 when it drops. So subscribe, put a notification so you know, and like this video if it helped a little bit. Maybe helped you a lot. You know. If it taught you anything, please like the video. And go away for part 2. Doing so much more, making even games, right? So go check out part 2 when it drops. So subscribe, put a notification so you know when it drops. And yeah, these videos that I'm gonna be posting will help you get better at scratching. And yeah. I love you guys. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye, my friends.